Hey guys, welcome to TNE Podcast. I'm your host, Trent, and I'm here with my co host, Eli. Today, we're going to be talking about the NBA and we're going to give our rankings. Eli, what do we got going on?
Today, we're going to be giving our rankings for the top 25 players going into the 2023-2024 season. And this list was me and Trent collabed on this list. So we don't have like individual lists for this one. So we made this list together, and it was actually really difficult. Especially once you got up towards like the 20s, it got really difficult to put people in there. And I feel like it's really controversial.
Top 25 is hard. So, we got a lot of honorable mentions, and we're going to get to that right now. And we're going to give a reason, and then we're going to start with our 25th best player, and we're going to work our way up to number one.
Yeah, this list of honorable mentions are people that didn't make the top 25 in our opinions. I think that you can definitely give arguments for each one of them that they should be in the top 25, but they just didn't make our list, and we'll give some quick reasons why. But starting off, probably the most controversial that didn't make our top 25 list is Kyrie Irving. Uh,
That one was hard, man.
that was hard.
Kyrie,
It was
skill
hard to find a
base
player.
level, skill base level, he's a top 25 player in the NBA. But
Yes.
going into the next season, you don't know if he's going to play 30 games, he's going to play 80 games, or he's just not going to sit out and not play. Even when he signed that deal, he's still a cancer to the league.
Exactly. He's a cancer to teams, and you just don't know with him. So he just didn't make our list. Next one, who's probably really controversial too, is Laurie Markkinen. He was an all-star starter last year. He played amazing, and he didn't make our top 25. I personally would have him right there, like 26 or 27. So he's like right there. The reason why he didn't make it, in my opinion, is because some of his flat stats were inflated on a bad team. So yeah, that's the reason why he didn't make it, in my
And then
opinion.
with Zion injury prone, he's dealing with off season trauma on Twitter and with other people going on right now. And to
Crazy
sum it up,
stuff.
you guys can look on Twitter if you guys want to find the whole thing, but it's inappropriate, so we're not going to say it right now. So
Yeah,
he's just dealing with a lot right now.
yeah,
But congratulations, you're
yeah.
becoming a father.
He's hurt every year. So even though he's a top 25 talent, he just doesn't deserve to be
When
in my
he
list.
plays, he's insane, but he just never plays. So
So the next two players in the honorable mentions are my Bulls are both DeRozan and Levine, who are both all stars and who are really good players in my opinion, but just based off of what they've achieved together and just going into next season, I don't really have a lot of hope for my Bulls. So I think those two players are probably top 30 maybe, but they're not top 25.
for sure, for sure. Now I'm going to Bradley Beal. I just think a third option on the Phoenix Suns. You're not going to be a top 25 player in the league. I think it goes without question. Devin Booker, Kevin Durant's going to kind of lead that team, and he's kind of just be like the third option. So that's my reason there.
Yeah. Then we got Harden, who I think he's going to regress a little more. He's getting older, even though he's really good. Like stats wise, he's good. He's just we don't know where he's going. It's just he's just not there.
And then LaMelo, I just don't think he's there yet. I mean, he was an all-star 2 years ago, but then he was injured last year. And I think this year he could make the top 25 if we did this list next year.
Yeah,
Um, for sure. It's just he's a young player and that's about it.
yeah,
He has a lot of upside.
yeah. Another hard one was Trey Young that didn't
Uh,
make the list. He
yeah.
would also be top 30 in my opinion. He did really good in the playoffs, but then again, he had a lot of problems last year off the court, and like meshing with his team, and they wanted to trade him. So we just don't know.
And people forget he does like 6, 7 turnovers a game.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. I think he could be top 25 again next year. He's defensive player of the year. Just his offense is not there.
Yeah. Darius Garland had an amazing season last year and the year before that.
That's hard. Yeah.
He could definitely propel himself into the top 25, but I think he just barely again doesn't make this list for me.
And then Brandon Ingram, another one. I mean, he had a really good year, but then he was injured with that toe injury. And going into next year, I just don't think he's a top 25 player. He's just gonna have to. continue to grow and continue to score. So
He could be if he plays the whole season and averages, his cool 25. Like he could be,
yeah.
but you need to see it
Yeah.
first. And I don't know with the Pelicans.
And
Um,
then Paolo is just coming off his rookie year, averaging 20 a game. I still think he's just too young. I think another step or two more leaps, and then he's a star in the NBA for sure.
yeah, yeah. So those are our honorable mentions. These people did not make our top 25 list. Again, it's probably controversial for some people. Some of these people could easily be in your top 15, but for me and Trent, I feel like we gave good reasons. So let's just hop right into the top 25 players going into the 2023-2024 season. Trent, who's at 25?
We got Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray coming off the playoff stretch he had, going off the NBA championship. Um, people could argue that he should be higher because of the way he played, but from his injury to top 25, I think it's a really good spot for him.
Yeah, he had an incredible season. I mean, I could see him doing it again. Um, but it's like we're giving him respect at 25 because for a lot of people he wouldn't even be top 25 last year's list. He was probably barely scraping top 40.
Exactly. So, Eli, who do we got next?
At 24, we have Tyrese Halliburton, who just signed a max extension with the Indiana Pacers. I really like this kid. He's a beast in my opinion, and I mean, I think the he was on the Kings, right? I think the Kings getting rid of him and getting Fox was like the fairest trade ever because they're
He,
both
he,
really
didn't, he
good.
didn't get he didn't get Fox. They got Sabonis.
Oh, Sabonis from that. You're right.
Yeah,
They had Fox.
they had Fox.
Yeah, yeah. So they decided to go with Fox and instead of Halliburton, and I think that it worked out for both teams.
Both sides, it was good. I mean, you have two young point guards there, so it's like you got to choose one because Halliburton's too good to play off the bench. So
Yes,
get
yes,
Sabonis what you need, and Halliburton well
yeah,
deserved contract, and he's only going to get better. So
yeah. I was trying to say that Fox and Halliburton on the same team, choosing either one of them would have been good.
yeah,
But Halliburton is younger, I believe, and I just think that he's going to take another huge leap this season. I think he's easily top 25 player based off of last year too.
all right. And this was Eli's take on this next player. He wanted him in the top 25. I was arguing with him, so
Yeah,
go ahead and
yeah, I guess I got to defend him. At number 23, we have Pascal Siakam, who
I don't know, man.
I mean, I honestly am not a huge fan of him either. So the reason why I put him so high on this list at 23 is because I just think his stats speak for itself. He like the Raptors are a tough team and he's there. He's an all-star and he plays both ends. He's a two-way player and I think he's really good. I think he could be even better if he went to a different team.
I
So
think he is going to be better this year, though. I'll give him that because they
yeah,
lost Van Fleet, so there'll be more scoring.
more scoring for him. Yeah.
And then 22, the guy that got traded for Halliburton, Sabonis. Sabonis is a dog. Sabonis is a really good rebounder,
Yeah.
and Sabonis just works well with that Kings team.
Yeah, he had a bad playoffs, but you can't ignore the season that the Kings had with him basically being the best player there.
They were the third seed because of him. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to give him respect.
And who do we got next, Eli? This guy made a huge jump this season. No one
Yes.
expected it,
Oh
really.
gosh, yeah. I mean, so at 21 we have Jalen Brunson who got traded last year from the Dallas Mavericks to the New York Knicks, and with Brunson as their number one option, they made it to the second round of the playoffs. And I'm gonna be honest, Brunson still played amazing in that second round, and I feel like he didn't have any help on offense. So I think Brunson, going with him as a number one on your team could actually be successful, which is kind of crazy. I think he's a beast. I think he has that dog mentality in him, and I think he'll make another jump this year.
Yeah, I agree. And then at 20, we have Anthony Edwards. He made a leap this year. He went from like 20 points a game to 24. I think this year he's an average around 27, 28 points a game. He just another guy that just signed the max deal, another guy that deserves all the money, another guy that's just there and
Really
he's a
young,
baller and he's
yeah,
there. Yeah.
baller. I
19.
like him too.
Yeah. Sorry.
19?
Yeah.
Okay. At 19, we have De'Aaron Fox.
We got Swipe with
Um,
Fox.
Swiper. I mean, again, the Kings were the third seed because of him and Sabonis. The Kings decided to stick with Fox and trade Halliburton. And everyone was like, why would you trade Halliburton? He's a beast. And those people were right. But also, it's like now Fox was able to shine completely for the first time. And you saw that he's an all-star. Easy. This man is he plays both ends. He's super fast and he has
Yeah,
so much skill. He's a leader of a team. He's an amazing player. And he's still
I
young.
agree. I agree. I agree. And then at number 18, we have Jalen Brown. Okay. So his playoff stretch was dog water. Terrible. He played awful. There were some games he shot 2 for 17. There were some games he was, oh my God, he was terrible. But
Yeah.
then going into next year, during the whole regular season, last season, he still averaged like 24, 5, and 5. And I think he can redo that next season. And then he's on a good winning team. And I doubt when the Celtics make the playoffs again, he's going to play that bad. So this is why we have him at 18. Do you have any
Yeah.
reasons for Jalen Brown?
Yeah, I believe in him as a player. I really like Jalen Brown. I think he had a bad playoffs, just because I think the Celtics as a whole had a bad playoffs. Very disappointing. Um, and I think he's the type of player that'll pick his confidence up and keep going, you know. He plays both ends. I love Jalen Brown. I would love him on my team. So yeah.
I agree. At number 17, we have PG. 13, Paul George.
Yes, sir. This is one of my favorite players to watch. I love his game. He's super smooth and again he plays both ends and he's on a Clippers team that people have really been expecting them to do great things since him and Kawhi got together, and it just hasn't panned out. They've both been injury prone. So, assuming that Paul George will be healthy going into next season, expecting him to put up over 25 a game playing both ends. You know, that's just what he does. He'll have games where he drops 50, and it's just like, damn, Paul George is a beast.
And apparently he's every like kid's goat and every generational goat. And this Eli and I were blessed that we saw him last year play, and that man put up 30 in front of Jalen Ramsey. So that
Oh, yeah.
man,
Yeah. We watched him in person. That was awesome.
yeah, and we had really close seats. And that man, when he's playing basketball, it's a beautiful sight to see.
Yeah.
And then the next guy we actually saw him play Paul George, Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah. Donovan Mitchell. I mean, he's on a Cavs team. That was his first year on the team. A little adjusting, you know, playing on a team like that. You have a lot of people on that team who it's like not ball dominant players, but just a better team overall than he had with the Jazz. And I feel like he was trying to find his way on the team. And I think going into this year he'll be more comfortable and he's still a superstar. It's Donovan Mitchell. So I
I mean,
think
he still
PG is
dropped
the next
71.
team
Yeah, he
against my
dropped.
Bulls. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, yeah. And then now we're getting controversial. Top 15. Our 15th best player going into the next season, Kawhi Leonard. This man, Kawhi Leonard, could be top 10, top 5, you can argue,
Yeah,
but he's never healthy.
yeah. That's
Doesn't play
that's what we're basing off of. I'm
skill
tired of giving
based.
him respect, Trent. I'm tired of giving him so much respect.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
And
skill based, bro, he's top 5 when he wants to
top five,
play.
yeah.
But if he's not going to be healthy, you're 15. I'm sorry.
If he's just gonna load manage just to get hurt in the first round of playoffs again, you know, it's just like, what's the point of believing in him?
Yeah. So that's again next season, health wise, not skill based. That's what the list is about. Number 14, we got one of your favorite players.
Yeah, number 14, Jimmy, Jimmy Buckets, Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler doesn't have like regular seasons where it's just like, oh my gosh, Jimmy Butler, superstar. He didn't even make the All-Star team last year, right? So it's
He
like
doesn't care.
he doesn't care about the regular season. What matters is the playoffs. And at the end of the day, if you have Jimmy Butler on your team going into the playoffs, don't doubt him because you saw what he did last year. He took the Heat all the way to the finals when they were 4 minutes away from getting beat by my Bulls in the play-in and not even being in the playoffs. So just
Yeah,
we're giving respect to Jimmy based off last year, and going into next season, if they get Dame, that ceiling could be even higher.
I agree. At 13, we have Ja Morant. He is suspended for 25 games, but again, he's one of the best point guards in the league. He can average 30 and 7, like have 5 rebounds. And the man Ja Morant's legit. I hope he gets his act off the court together because he is such a fun player to watch. Eli and I have also seen him in live in person, and that guy is just a freak athlete.
Freak, he's incredible to watch, man. Just ignoring all the off court stuff that he's going through, that he's doing to himself, which is so stupid. I think on the court, he's easily a top 10 talent. We put him lower because of the issues, obviously. So yeah, that's why we have him at 13.
Number 12, who do we got?
At 12, we got Dame Time, Dame Dollar.
I hate Dame. I hate Dame, but I got to give respect where credit is deserved. He sent my Thunder home a few years ago.
Yeah.
He waved goodbye. And ever since then,
Over
Westbrook
Paul George, yeah. Yeah.
over Paul George and Westbrook has hopped from team to team to team. And there was remember the controversy before between who's better, Westbrook and Dame. And yeah, man, it's Dame. It's always been Dame. Dame is that boy, dude. Dame is that boy, and I just hope he gets out of Portland and has a chance to win. Because if he wins, I'll be happy. But thank you for sending me home, Dame. I appreciate it.
Same time. All right, at 11 we have Anthony Davis, and
And
we're giving
day to
respect.
day,
Yeah, we're giving respect to street clothes because he played a full year basically last year without getting hurt, without any major injury. So I think that's the right step that he needed, and I think that's been his problem his whole career because when he's on the court, he's incredible. He plays both ends. I mean, the
again, he's
Lakers
one of
should be
those
healthy.
guys. Yeah, he's one of those guys, bro. That skill based, healthy, top five. You can argue he's a top five player,
Yeah, yeah, easy. Yeah.
but his injuries. I mean, he didn't get bad injury, bro, but you forget like he was injured for 20 games because his leg and then his
Yeah.
nerve and all that
It's
stuff.
better
So I mean,
than being injured the whole season though, because they had him healthy in the playoffs, you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
And then again, skill based, he's you can argue he's a top five, top 10. But right, I think this was a perfect spot for him.
Yeah. And
At number 10. Oh,
his,
sorry.
well his partner at number 10, you got we this might be a little controversial, you know. This man is some people's goats. This man is some people say he's better than Michael Jordan, but I just think going into year
3,000.
139, yeah. I think that LeBron, we got LeBron at 10. We still have him at our top 10, but hey man, last year you really saw Father Time is here and he's collecting LeBron, you know. So they still made it to the conference finals, so that's why we're giving respect to LeBron and AD because they were healthy in the finals. Well, LeBron wasn't really. They were healthy in the conference finals and they got swept, but still that was way farther than anyone else thought they would be.
Again, with LeBron, it's not like we're disrespecting him. This is going into next season. Skill based. Again, you
Yeah.
can argue top five, but
All the
LeBron,
players that we're about to name, I would rather have them on my team than LeBron going into next season. And I think that's fair to say.
but if you have LeBron ready for the playoffs, your team is going to be dangerous. Just in the regular season, I just think he's going to have to load manage a little more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Number 9, we have Devin Booker. Devin Booker's only going to get better. Devin Booker's can average 30 on a team. Devin Booker, he's that boy.
Yeah, I hate Devin Booker as a person. I think that he's a little crybaby. Um, but hey, I can't ignore how good he is because every time I watch him play, it feels like he doesn't miss. This man doesn't miss a shot. He's one of the best scorers in the game. He needs to work on his defense a little bit, but with his team, I can see them doing great things. And as long as he stays healthy, he can easily average over 30.
And then at number 8, we have his partner, Kevin Durant.
Yes, sir. KD.
Again, if he can stay healthy, next season the Suns are going to be crazy. They're going to be insane. With Kevin Durant, you don't need to say much. He doesn't look like he's regressing. He doesn't look like he's slowing down. It's Kevin Durant. So
It's Kevin Durant, man. Yeah, I mean, if he's not in your top 10, then come on. No, he's
That's
only what is he gonna be next year? 35, 36?
he's gonna be 35, and
Yeah,
again,
so
he's 7 foot basically, and the way he plays, he just shoots over you. He doesn't try to do crazy dunks or anything, so that's why he's like hardly hurt either. So it's
yeah.
like,
He's
yeah.
unstoppable. He is. When he plays and he's on the court and he's scoring, he's unstoppable. I'm sorry, no one could stop him.
At number 7, we have my boy SGA, Big Shay. He might even win MVP next season. I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding. Um, he's gonna be an all-star next season. The Thunder are only gonna get better. He's only gonna get better. He's coming off a season where he averaged 35 and 5. Price Picks lines have him so high, and everyone has him so high. No one expected that last year.
Yeah,
No one did. His line was at like 15 points, and he averaged 30.
right.
So, in the Thunder and him, it's a great situation for him.
Yeah. I'm a
And
huge believer in Shea because he plays both ends of the court and he's a dog. He has that mentality that you want in your number one option, winning.
yeah, and he's gonna get to the line 10 times a game, and he's gonna drive in. He's gonna hit his little midi. And he's a winner.
He's a
So
winner.
at number 6, we're going with the reigning MVP, Joel Embiid.
Yes.
This might be a hot take for going into next season, but
Be a little low for some people, but I
I
mean,
understand. But this is our list,
this is
so
our
deal with it.
we don't know what the Sixers are going to do with Harden, and I feel like that Harden was a huge part of their success. Even if they do bring back Harden next year, um, I don't see anything different. I still think the Bucks and the Celtics are better than them. So I love Joel Embiid. He's a beast. I mean, I kind of hate him too because every time he plays my Bulls, he goes for 50 and like 40 rebounds. So, um, but hey, I mean, he's a reigning MVP. But I don't think he'll. I think that he grinded a little harder this year, bro, because he wanted MVP so bad. So
Yeah,
his
I think.
stats might take a step back a little bit going into
Yeah, I agree. And then here's our top 5.
top
This can be
five.
this can be any order. I
It
can
was
hear your
hard.
argument,
It was
but
hard to put this together. It was.
at number 5 we have this man, Stephen Curry.
Stephen Wardell Curry. When Wardell, right? Wardell?
Wardell, yeah, greatest shooter of all time, greatest shooter
Greatest,
we've
the greatest
seen.
shooter, as Stephen A says, the greatest shooter that God ever created.
This man, Stephen Curry, he's gonna be he's 35 season, but he looks like he's not slowing down either, dude. That man can still pull it from 40. He can still drive in, get his little crazy layups. And dude, the Warriors with Chris Paul off the bench, he's gonna have more rest now, so he's gonna be healthier. He's a pro. He's Stephen Curry. I don't know what else to say.
It's Steph Curry. If he's not in your top five, then your list is not correct. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Um,
That man's he might be a sleeper pick to win MVP this season, bro. You heard it first.
it could be
Uh,
his game just doesn't regress. He's not gonna regress. He's gonna still do this. He's that boy. He dropped 50 in a game seven last year. Like, come on, bro.
it
It's
doesn't matter.
Curry.
At number 4, we have Jason Tatum. The reason being, he's younger than Steph Curry. He's on a good Celtic team. Um, and he averaged like 28 and had like 10 rebounds and 7 assists last season. And he's the main guy in the Celtics.
Yeah.
I can hear your controversy. He's like, oh no, Curry's better than Tatum. And I'm like, I would probably like go 50-50 on it. That one's hard. 50-50.
Yeah, I think at this point in Curry's career, I might rather barely take a younger Tatum than him because Tatum plays both ends as well. He's a two-way player. So I think Tatum going into next season is slightly better than Curry. He's obviously not better than Curry like all time, but going
Yeah,
into
no.
next season, I think he's slightly better.
But if you were to tell me like Curry's gonna be better next season, I would be like, okay,
Yeah,
we're
I
going.
believe you. Yeah.
Number top 3,
Top three right here.
we have the man, the white man, the fat man, Luka Doncic.
Luka
Luka
Magic.
freaking Doncic. Eli, explain what this man Luka does. He's so unathletic, but somehow he finds a way.
Yeah, Luka moves at his own pace. Oh my gosh. If you want to if you're a point guard, if you're any position, and you just want to watch beautiful basketball, go watch Luka Magic because the way if you just like watch him play, the way that he scores is so genius. He's such a genius on the floor. He can score any way he wants to. He averages like a triple double basically. He rebounds and assists. He doesn't play defense, which he needs to work on definitely. And I feel like that's why the Mavericks don't have as much success as they could, is because Luca takes a lot of defensive possessions off, and I feel like that really affects him. At the same time, he's still young and he's a superstar. I mean, gosh, I love watching. He's amazing. Luca Magic.
Mark, yeah, Mark Cuban said he would divorce his wife to keep Luke on this. So
He said he
this
would rather have Luca on the team than be with his wife.
I want to let you know. All right, top two. I mean, dude, this is hard,
This was
but
hard, but hey,
it's hard. Number two,
one's a
last.
champion. One's a
Yeah,
champion, Trent, and the other one went home in the first round.
exactly. But last season, you could say Giannis was your best player going in last season.
Yeah,
But yeah, we have Giannis at two. Um, they lost in the first round of the playoffs, and this is why we have him at two. The skill base, everything like that. Dude, Giannis is a freak of nature.
freak.
He's insane. But I just don't think he's better than our number one player. Um, and I think that our number one player proved that he's the best player in the NBA.
He's the best player in the world. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. He just came off of an NBA championship. He arguably could have been the MVP. He won Finals MVP. I mean, just he won a chip, as the best player. So it's easy one for me. Giannis is number two, and I also believe that Giannis is going to go on a revenge tour next season because he's probably angry. But hey, I don't know. I think our list is pretty good with Jokic at one, Giannis at two, right there. I like that. I think our list as a whole is pretty spot on.
Yeah, leave your comments how you like our list.
Yeah, and
Uh,
if you disagree with anything, there's probably some people that disagree with stuff. If you disagree with anything, let us know.
Somebody's gonna disagree with LeBron, and I understand. It is what
LeBron's
it is.
LeBron's number one, bro. LeBron's number one.
Yeah, so it is what it is. But now we're gonna give you our way too early predictions
Yeah,
of awards. Way too early. No
way
one
too.
knows how. No one knows how next season's gonna go. But we just want to just see how this ages.
Yeah,
Just we'll see how it goes.
and we have some
Uh,
different picks on this for some of
yeah,
them.
but we're gonna start with Coach of the Year, and we're
Okay.
gonna move our way up. We both agreed on this. We got Mark Dowright. That is the Oklahoma City Thunder's coach. I might be a little biased because I'm a Thunder fan, but we made the play-in tournament last year as the 10th seed. We only got better. We're always going to progress to be better. We saw Jalen Williams in the summer league. He played one game. He dropped 30, and they were like, "Yeah, you're done."
Yeah.
And then we have Josh Giddey. I think he's going to take another step. And then we have Shea, top 7 player, going into next season. We have Chet coming back. We have our team is deep, and I think he's going to be coached really well. So
Yeah. I think that we need to make a video on the Thunder separately, but because there's so much I could say about them, but I mean, I know Trent's a Thunder fan, and I'm not a Thunder fan, but I just looking as a fan of the NBA and looking at the Thunder, I'm a huge believer in the Thunder, and I think that they're going to take a huge leap this season. That's going to shock everyone, and I think Coach of the Year is going to be their coach. I agree with Trent.
and then our most improved player of the year, we both agreed on Mikal Bridges.
Yes.
He
Um.
got traded. Oh, you can go. You go.
Oh,
You go.
okay.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, like you said, he got traded from the Suns to the Nets. I think it's a pretty easy pick because you saw what he did at the end of the season with the Nets. He was dropping like 30 a game almost. So I think a full season as a number one option with the Nets team, where he's just going to be allowed to shoot however many times he wants. I think that's easy, most improved. His stats are going to go up like crazy.
And the thing is, like, he doesn't take games off. He played 83 games last season
Yes,
because
and he played
he got
83 games. I know that sounds crazy. There's 82 games in a season, but since he got traded, he played an extra game with the Nets. So he played 83 games last season.
and he's not Kawhi. He's not the load manager or
The
anything.
opposite of Kawhi. Yeah.
He's playing. And then now we got our different ones going in. So our sixth man of the year, I got Bruce Brown from the Denver Nuggets. He got signed to the Indiana Pacers. I think he's just going to take that team to a whole nother level. He's going to bring the energy. I think they signed him for a reason, and I think the sixth man of the year is going to be good. The only reason why he doesn't win sixth man of the year is because they started, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot. I went with Chris Paul. I think that he's going to come off the bench on that Warriors team because I don't think him and Curry can be on the court at the same time. And I think Chris Paul with that team of shooters, I think he's going to average like 12 assists a game. And I don't know. I think he'll be a good player off the bench.
Okay, and a rookie of the year. Who do you got for rookie of the year?
For rookie of the year, I got Scoot Henderson. I think Scoot Henderson's a beast. And I think that Dame, this is assuming that Dame is going to get traded. And in that case, Scoot is going to have a green light. And I think he's going to average like 20 a game. So I think that he'll win MVP. I think Victor Wembanyama is probably everyone's pick to win rookie of the year. Sorry, I said MVP. Rookie of the year. Um, but I think that it's going to be Scoot.
Yeah, we're trying to be different because everyone has Victor. Victor's a freak of nature. But
Yeah.
our my rookie of the year, I got Chet Holmgren, of course, big Chet. And how can I not go with my rookie on my team, man? I believe I might be a little biased again, but he has all the skill in the world.
Yeah, I
So
mean, he's technically he can get the award because it is his rookie season, right? Because he didn't play a game last year, so
yeah, exactly. It might be a little cheese, but it is what it is.
it's like a little Ben Simmons situation.
Yeah, taking Chet. Um, and our defensive player of the year categories. Who do you got, man?
Well, I got Giannis. I think that Giannis is like one of the best defensive players in the NBA, and I think this award could go to like a lot of people if someone takes a leap next season. And even I like your pick a lot, but I'm just gonna go with Giannis. I think
Yeah, I think Giannis is a good pick. I think that's the safe pick to
it
say.
is a safe pick. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the reigning Jaren Jackson Jr. I think he's just gonna take another leap. I was debating between him or Anthony Davis because I think Anthony Davis could take it because he was doing like 4 blocks a game when healthy. But
yeah,
again, just the health factor,
yeah,
and I think Jaren plays more, so I think he might just win it again. And we've seen that happen, like where people win it multiple years in a row. We saw Dwight Howard win it 3 years in a row. We saw Gobert win it 4 years in a row. So it's like it could
yeah,
happen.
yeah, exactly.
And then on my MVP, I have Giannis. Again, I agree with your defensive player of the year pick, but I think that and this goes with your MVP.
Yeah,
And I think he's on a revenge tour. I think he's going to average 30 and 15 rebounds, and he's going to make the Bucks the 1 seed, and you're going to have to give it to him.
yeah, I
Um,
like that pick a lot. Yeah.
and he's
Um,
won it in 2019, so it's not like they haven't gave it to him in a long time. He finished third last season, so. But again, like I
he's
like
always
your
right
pick.
there.
Yeah, I like your pick, man. You got somebody new. You
Yeah,
someone for
mine
the
is a
first time.
little hot take. I got Luca. Luca hasn't won an MVP yet in his career, but and I'm actually not a big believer in the Mavs this season, but I think that they do have a high ceiling because if Luca and Kyrie somehow figure it out, then they could be a top 5 seed probably.
Yeah,
And I'm just thinking best case scenario, Luca averages 30, 15, and 10, so it's like I don't know. I can see Luca winning it.
yeah, I agree. So I just want to give you guys an update. We're gonna go see a new movie, Mission Impossible, and we're gonna give you a review video coming very shortly. We just want to thank you for listening to our NBA list.
Yes.
Eli, you got any final thoughts?
No, like you said, we're gonna go see Mission Impossible tonight, and everyone's saying it's a good movie, so we'll probably have that review out to you guys either tomorrow or Friday. So look out for that. I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. We're gonna try to post these podcast episodes every Wednesday. Until then, we'll see you guys next time.
See you.